Norman Councilman Austin Ball takes a plea deal. We know the terms. And the election is on for Norman Public Schools Board of Education Office 5 seat. We have an overview of the candidates.
And parts of the state could see the start of their severe weather season. Find out what our threats may be coming up. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Hallie McPherson.
And I'm Alexa Dringus. We begin tonight with developments in the Austin Ball case.
Norman City Councilman Austin Ball agrees to a plea deal on charges of embezzlement and making false statements in his campaign expenditure reports. According to court documents, Ball will serve a 2-year deferred sentence and complete conditions including a $50 payment victim compensation assessment fee and a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days. Following the substance abuse evaluation, Ball must adhere to the evaluator's recommendations. If all the conditions are met, charges will be dismissed. In January, an OSBI investigator concluded Ball and his wife embezzled campaign funds. Ball had initially pleaded not guilty but has since changed that plea to no contest.
The Norman Public Schools Board of Education is holding their general election on April 1st. Incumbent school board president Tina Floyd and special education advocate Tori Collier will be going against each other for the Office 5 seat on the board. Floyd's platform aims to uplift teachers by meeting their needs. She plans on visiting more classrooms, getting to know the teachers, and prioritizing mental health safeguards in schools. While Collier's platform is aimed to helping education equity for all students, Collier plans on getting involved with partners in policymaking to help advocate for people with disabilities and to add mental health resources in schools.
The temperatures in Norman have been absolutely beautiful, but I've definitely been feeling those allergies.
Yeah, Hallie, I've been sniffling all day. Luckily, OU Nightly meteorologist Rachel Mosshammer has more on this pollen palooza.
Yeah, well, Hallie, Alexa, I am just glad that it's not cedar that is high today because that is what gets me the most. But for the rest of those trees, look at our allergy report. We're sitting very high for most of the trees. For your grass is at high as well. So the reason why we're seeing these higher allergies is because we have temperatures that are above average. We have a lot of dry weather in the area right now, but current temperatures 81 degrees in Norman, 81 in Oklahoma City, 85 out in Guymans, and they're on the latter half of the 80s up in the Panhandle. Looking at our weather headlines, though, we'll talk about some Friday showers tomorrow, our high tree alerts, and then severe weather season starts for parts of the state when we come back.
Thank you, Rachel. Dry weather across the country is creating a high risk of wildfires. Olivia Whitehouse has the details.
But then we also have 345 part-time firefighters. And so when we have these days where there are elevated wildfire conditions, we'll put these part-time firefighters on payroll so that they are staged and ready to deploy as additional resources.
Corey Swift with the Virginia Department of Forestry says the conditions we are currently seeing that increase the risk of wildfire spread are not unusual for this time of year.
Sort of gusty winds, lower relative humidity, the fuels, meaning vegetation and dead leaves and grasses are very dry because there's been little or no rainfall. There's also no leaves on the trees, so the sun is coming through the forest and drying out those fuels more easily.
Swift says the wind plays a role in spreading a wildfire once it's started. When fighting a wildfire, the DOF will collaborate with other agencies, like the U.S. Forest Service when a fire spreads to the national forest.
So we're always working very closely with numerous volunteer fire departments and local county, town fire departments to respond to wildfires.
Thanks, Olivia. Over 2 weeks after environmental hazard posed a health risk for the ducks in the OU duck pond, they continue their recovery.
All the ones that we got, so 2 actually did not make it. So the first one that we got originally, it died after 1 day of being here. And then another one in the third group that we got, that was a group of 2, that one also died.
For the question we are all wanting to know, When will the ducks make it back home?
Because we don't know if the pond is safe or not. So we have not had any update on whether it has been fully cleaned up, what the water quality is, and if it's safe to take the ducks back there. So they're going to be in our care until we're confident that it's safe to take them back there. We would really like to take them back to the pond, especially since it is breeding season right now and there are nests out there, and we want to make sure that if any of the individuals we have nests out there, or if their partners are out there waiting for them, we want them to go back to that area.
The Oklahoma Wild Care Foundation are working to keep the ducks healthy and stay swimming in the duck pond, one quack at a time.
The process now is for them to replace their natural waterproofing. So they're in porch cages out on our porch, and then we have a tub that we're putting them in to give them time to preen and swim, which will help them replace the waterproofing on their feathers.
World leaders respond to President Trump's recent tariffs. Clay Webster has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Foreign leaders are responding to President Trump's 25% tariff on car imports. Canadian Prime Minister Mike Carney says the tariffs are a, quote, direct attack in violation of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, and that Canada is considering retaliatory tariffs. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba requested that Japan not be included in the tariffs, saying, quote, Japan invests in the United States. And President Donald Trump withdraws Representative Elise Stefanik's nomination for UN ambassador. According to the president, the move is an attempt to preserve the Republican majority in the House. Stefanik's nomination as ambassador would have triggered a special election in her New York district, risking a flip seat. Republicans currently hold a majority in the House by only 5 seats. A new nominee has not yet been announced. And a federal judge orders the Trump administration to preserve messages leaked through messaging app Signal. In an emergency hearing this afternoon, Judge James Boasberg heard arguments against Trump cabinet members involved in the leak. The sensitive texts were automatically deleted, which the lawsuit claims violates the Federal Records Act. The White House admits the incident was a mistake and is trying to locate the lost messages. And a delegation led by Vice President J.D. Vance will visit a U.S. military facility in Greenland tomorrow, a move their prime minister calls, quote, highly aggressive. Hallie, Alexa, back to you.
Thanks, Clay. And layoffs continue to impact health workers across the nation.
Find out how many employees will be affected and what the federal agency has to say about it.
And researchers find that a popular used drug for chronic diseases may be doing more harm than good.
OU Nightly's Caroline Kramer has what scientists are saying about the potential side effects. Next.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Thousands of federal health employees are expected to be out of a job as part of a government effort to reshape public health. Caroline Kramer is following the story in today's Health Beat.
The Department of Health and Human Services announced today its layoffs and laying off 10,000 full-time employees across several health agencies. That's in addition to the 10,000 workers who left voluntarily. The federal agencies say these cuts will save the department almost $2 billion a year.
Of departments and agencies while preserving their core functions by merging them into a new organization called the Administration for a Healthy America, or AHA.
It's not clear which employees will be included in these layoffs. The Oklahoma Department of Health says there are 7 confirmed cases of measles in our state and 2 probable causes. State health officials say all of these cases are in the northeast of Oklahoma and are linked to the outbreak areas including Texas and New Mexico. The department says those infected were unvaccinated and were not out in the public after learning they were exposed. And researchers are warning about the use of GLP-1 drugs for type 1 diabetes. These drugs, like Ozempic, have commonly been used to help those with type 2 diabetes and weight loss. Researchers say new studies show more children and type 1 diabetics are using the drug, which could lead to dangerously low blood levels. And this might make you think twice about chewing gum. New research shows one piece of gum has hundreds of thousands of microplastics. Alexa, Hallie.
Thanks, Caroline. A crypto convict is passing through the Sooner State on his way to a final destination.
Find out who this scammer is and where he will continue to serve his sentence coming up.
And spring is in full swing here in Oklahoma. We have allergies and severe weather threatening the area. Find out more when we come back.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Oh, right. Look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Back to OU Nightly. We are so glad to have you here on this Thursday afternoon. We're taking a look at our Weather Center cam right now. The grass is green. It finally looks like spring outside. Temperatures in Norman, 81 degrees, so we're a little above average than normal. It feels really warm outside. Looking at current temperatures statewide, 81 degrees in Norman, 81 in Oklahoma City, 85 out in Guymon, so they're pretty warm out in the Panhandle. Now, tonight we're going to cool down just a little bit. We'll see 56 in Norman, 57 in Oklahoma City, Valley, 52 out in Elk City, and 55 out in Lawton. Now, tomorrow we are going to warm right back up. We do have those above average temperatures, 70 degrees in Norman, 70 in Oklahoma City, 86 out in Guymon. So typically this is what we see for our May, but we are a couple months ahead here in Norman with our temperatures being above average. Now, with those temperatures being above average, we are seeing those allergies, but those allergies and temperatures are going to stick around for quite a while. Looking at the next 6 to 10 days, we'll have above average temperatures in the area, below average out in western parts of the nation, but we won't see any of that here in Norman. Like I said, because of that drier weather that we're seeing, look at this drought monitor, abnormal here in Norman. Western parts of the state, they're seeing a little bit more of a heavier drought than we are here in Norman. But again, it's the reason why we're having those allergies so high here in the metro. Looking at our allergy report now, very high for trees. So we're in a very high alert for trees right now. Also, our grass is high as well. So if you're sniffling, coughing, you're congested, that is definitely the reason why. This is going to stick around for quite a while because we have that drier weather. Hopefully we'll see some relief later on this weekend, but for right now, it looks like we're going to keep that dry weather around. Hourly rain chances for your Friday, we do have 30% in the morning, but again, it's a smaller chance. It'll taper off into your afternoon hours, but those above average temperatures are going to stick around. We're going to time this out for you. For Friday, tomorrow, we'll see possibly some showers in the area. They'll start to creep out from the south, but again, it's kind of up in the air whether or not we see that rain. It would be showers in the region, though, if we see them. Looking at Saturday, though, we do have another chance for rain. We'll see Friday in the afternoon. We'll get a pop-up shower here and there, but then again, another chance for rain here in the metro, but then again out in eastern parts of the state. That's actually associated with a severe weather threat that we could see later on this weekend. Looking at that severe weather outlook, though, we are in a marginal risk here in Norman, so that's a 1 out of 5. Up northeast from here, they're seeing a slight risk, so that's 2 out of 5. But again, it is Oklahoma. We have 3 days before this event, so definitely enough time for it to escalate or dissipate. But for right now, we are in that marginal risk. Looking at your 7-day forecast, though, that chance for showers on Friday, another chance on Saturday. Look at that above average temperatures. We see a 62 on Monday, so we'll dip just a little bit. But so far, spring is here.
No, I am definitely looking forward to those spring-like temperatures, but not those allergies. Earlier in the show, we were talking about how I had a runny nose all day this morning, and I'm sure that's going to last throughout the rest of the week.
Yes, I feel you. I had cedar fever for a good 2 weeks there. It was awful. So,
yeah, and hopefully we don't really have to worry about that severe weather threat either.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, thank you, Rachel. Convicted cryptocurrency fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried has been moved from the federal jail in New York City, where he's been held since August 2023 and is in transit near Norman. The Federal Bureau of Prisons website shows Bankman-Fried at a prison transit facility in Oklahoma City.
The FTX founder is in the process of being transferred to an unknown prison, where he will continue serving his 25-year sentence. Bankman-Fried's attorneys have asked for him to be able to serve out his sentence in California to be closer to his family.
His failed crypto exchange FTX collapsed in 2022 when customers tried to withdraw their money, which Bankman-Fried had been stealing to fund other transactions. Prosecutors called it one of the largest financial frauds in U.S. history. He has appealed the conviction.
And no pressure, no diamonds, and Oklahoma softball was feeling all the pressure yesterday.
But maybe that's what pushed them to accomplish something they haven't all season.
And one previous Oklahoma footballer also felt some tension after getting in enough trouble with the NFL to land him on the bench in the upcoming season for violating league policy. Next up in sports.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hello, I'm Brooke Griggs, and it's time for sports. OU football star Drake Stoops is in the hot seat with the NFL not even a year after signing with the Rams. The former Sooner is suspended the first 2 games of the 2025 season after the NFL announced the wide receiver violated the league's policy by taking performance-enhancing substances. But not to fear, Oklahoma fans, it's not what you think. Drake Stoops set the record straight, explaining to the Oklahoman it was due to taking an Adderall to stay awake while driving home. And OU softball traveled to Wichita State yesterday for a midweek matchup. And talk about shockers, the number 2 team gave up the most runs in a game in 6 years after Wichita State hit 5 home runs off the Sooners. But these goals aren't ones to go down easily, scoring a season high in runs to make up for the damage and ending the game with a win 19-16. Looking ahead, the OU track and field 4th-ranked men's and 12th-ranked women's team are competing in enemy territory at the Littlefield Texas Relays in Austin today. The 3-day meet began with the women's hammer throw at 11 a.m., followed by the men's at 2 p.m. So Texas fans might want to watch their heads before they see some Sooner stars. OU men's tennis is also travel-bound for 2 conference road matches. The Sooners sit at the 21st spot in the ITA team rankings after picking up their 4th conference win of the season against Georgia last Friday, improving their record 11-6. Oklahoma already started matches against Ole Miss at 3 p.m. today before heading to Alabama Saturday, first serve at 1 p.m. To the pros, Austin Reeves secured 24 points for his team against the Pacers last night. And with the Lakers fresh off of a win, revenge never looked sweeter as LA takes on the Chicago Bulls. Tip-off tonight at 7 p.m. Now down in Miami, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks get ready for some fire and ice action. Ice Trae is coming off a double-double against the Rockets before facing Miami at 6:30 p.m. And the Oklahoma City Thunder also takes the court tonight, looking for win 61 this season, the most wins the Thunder team's seen since moving from Seattle in 2008. And the odds are looking good when the best in the West face the Grizzlies, a team who hasn't beat the Thunder in a regular season game since 2022. But in the game of ball, anything is possible. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Alexa, Hallie.
Thanks, Brooke. Calling all Michael Scott and Triple Dipper fans, we have something TV-shattering for you.
What food chain is getting saucy and dipping in with a sitcom? Coming up.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I'm Elle Gedman at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Governor Kevin Stitt has requested federal disaster aid for Oklahomans impacted by this month's wildfires and high winds. Over 500 homes and businesses were destroyed in the fast-spreading fires that broke out March 14th. If approved, federal assistance would be given to residents in 7 counties, including Cleveland County. Alexa, Hallie, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Elle. Office fans and Chili's restaurant enthusiasts, we have quite the collab for you. You'll never guess it, an office-themed Chili's. The food chain is opening a retro restaurant featuring decorations from the sitcom's iconic moments.
Chili's and the Office stars such as Meredith, Kevin, and Jan are already working on the advertisements. The real-life Dundies are coming to Scranton, Pennsylvania on April 7th, 2025.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that we need to have an OU Nightly's Chili's night.
Oh, I think so.
Hopefully it's not after a long night though, because we do have severe weather coming up this Saturday. Now, it could be a toss-up between whether or not it stretches that slight down to Norman, but for right now we are going to stick with that drier weather until that comes up. With that drier weather though, we are going to see that allergy report. Look at these trees. They're very high still. Grass is going to be high. Mold is low, but again, that dry weather and the above average temperatures are going to stick around for a couple of days.
But the sun is going to be out this weekend?
Yes, hopefully. But again, hopefully it doesn't get pushed back behind the clouds when we get that severe weather coming up.
Yeah. So I need a tan. Spring break did not do me justice. I'm very upset.
Me either. Thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Hallie McPherson.
And I'm Alexa Dringus. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago.